Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be a very long game because I saw the file size of this replay and I'm not looking forward to it. But, you know, I've been out for like 2 weeks on casting, so I guess this is a way to make up for it. Who knows? I'm pretty sure the next series is going to be rather long as well. Just the thought of actually thinking about that made no sense whatsoever, I don't think. Let's just stop this and introduce the players. We have Infi as the red human player on the bottom right, and his opponent is going to be XiXi, the blue knight up on the top left. Animations are screwed up once again. I have no idea how to fix that. I believe that's just completely entirely because of the maps. Or the replay file. Or my game, I have no idea. I honestly cannot be bothered reinstalling this game because I don't think I have the time to actually install it, or at least, yeah. I don't think I have the time to go through the hassle of the process. So yeah, do apologize, but I mean, all you guys came to see is probably who wins and who loses. Probably not completely for the pretty particles and live fire or whatever. So anyway, Crystal Kingdom is going to be the map, so we pretty much had the series on all of the 3 recent maps. I believe the other maps that are on fairly recent would be Nomad's Isle and Goldshire. I think Goldshire's in the map pool as well, I'm not sure, but oh well. Warden first for XiXi. This is going to be, or at least how I would like to call it, really aggro, really aggressive. Constantly pressuring your opponent with the Warden just because of how, number 1, mobile she is, and number 2, how hard hitting she actually is. I could be entirely wrong. Both players could just be heavily farming it out in the creep camps, but we shall see. Engine of War looked like he really wanted to get that final blow off, but it is important to get as much experience as possible, so yeah. Scout farms being placed down for Infi on the top location, so he is expecting probably an early expand for XiXi, but we shall see. The Warden did spot the peasant actually constructing this farm, so we'll be able to maybe force a cancel here. Peasant was taken out, unfortunately. I don't think the peasant had any chance, and the farm has been cancelled. Ancient War creeping on this gold mine will commence very shortly, so it is looking like we're gonna have possibly an early expand. I would imagine double huntresses as well, since we already have 2 Ancient of Wars. And Hunter Soul's nearly completed as well, so it is looking to be the more standard double huntress accompanied by the Warden. So no shock right there. It's fairly effective against human players anyway. 2 sets of 2 sentry wards, so vision is a rather centralized factor in this game, or at least it should be for XiXi, since he does have the resources to use them. 5-minute wards is definitely something a lot of people would like. I don't think these wards are necessarily as powerful as the Witch Doctor's wards. I believe those last for 10 minutes. I could be entirely wrong. I think it could actually just be 3. Let's not get confused. Let's just say 10. Alright, Arcane Tower is being constructed. Looks like Infi is going to be either forced to cancel it. Yep, cancelled it. And oh, actually he's gonna start it again. Very indecisive from Infi, but I think it's just because XiXi just switched targets. Rather interesting coloration of those corpses. We have dark blue, kind of purplish, we have greenish and red. Okay, that's a pretty diverse camp, to be fairly honest. Alright, we have 2 archers and 1 huntress. was able to take down a footman. However, the warden did take a bit of damage, so I don't think she'll really partake in this battle for too long. Archers also being picked off one by one. I think the warden, yep, she is gonna get out of there. Honestly thought she was gonna blink out, but she's just gonna spend a TP scroll instead. It is nighttime, so I guess it is the most appropriate time to use those moon wells, but not sure if it was the appropriate time to use that TP scroll. I think that was fairly too early. Anyway, Tree of Life for XiXi is going to be spotted by Infi. Instantly cancelled. He does not want to risk his warden not harassing in order to save that base, so just cancelled it entirely. Meanwhile, counterattack for the warden, counterattack by XiXi. Warden is going to take a lot of those units off, and I have no idea why the archers stopped attacking. I honestly think that a little more damage should be necessary, but yeah, the expand's not gonna do well for XiXi if his only base is gonna be destroyed. So Moonwell number 1 is going to be taken out, and it looks like, wow, Infi's just gonna go straight for the Tree of Life, and who could honestly blame him? 1300 health. It has fairly poor armor stats, I think. Aside from its fortification, 2 armor is not that great. Compared to a Town Hall, well, it has 5 armor, but that, I guess you could say it's probably a keep, but it doesn't have masonry upgrades whatsoever, so yeah, it's kind of irrelevant, I think. Yep. Actually, I'm curious, what does a Town Hall have in terms of armor? I can't tell because these peasants refuse to build this base. But Spid built the Arcane Vault, just trying to get the army back into action as quickly as possible. Archmage, it is going to be an illusion. Alright, Town Hall looking to be completed. It is going to be completed at around half health because the warden and her crew did take a rather nice chunk of that health anyway. 5 armor, alright, so yeah. Town Hall not necessarily only has more armor, it also has 200 more health. I think the balancing of that is because Tree of Lives can actually move and fight back, as well as they can regenerate health in nighttime as well. So maybe that's generally towards balancing than anything else. Alright, Warden, with her fan of knives, we'll be able to pick up a couple of these kills. Huntresses are doing their work as well. Able to pick off 1, I think 2 as well. Yeah, 2 footmen. They were also able to finish off that water elemental. Another sentry ward's going to be placed down. So 2 sentry wards, pretty much around the same place, but the first one is wearing off anyway, so yeah. Alright, Footman with the TP staff of the Archmage is going to summon an elemental as well, so this Tree of Life not looking like it is going to last. Infi also has himself some sentry wards, so yeah. Oh, that's Infi sentry ward as well. Thankfully neither sentry wards can see each other, otherwise they would have been picked off rather quickly. So yeah, Tree of Ages on for XiXi. He is a little behind him in terms of tech, I think. Kind of. I mean, Infi doesn't necessarily have tier 2 either, but he's had this base. Or at least not necessarily longer, but he's just had it. I mean, XiXi's failed to complete that base, so yeah. But he's dealing a lot of damage. This is generally, that was probably the perfect example to see why Huntresses is so good against human players, because of that. Those peasants took a lot of damage, and the sounds of those bouncing glaives was rather satisfying, I think. Even though they don't deal noticeable damage. Oh, now we will see some noticeable damage because the footmen are completely crazy and turning the opposite way towards the huntresses. Why? Who knows? They're just footmen. Alright. XiXi's base is rather spread out, I think. Not sure if it's a good sign or it's a bad sign, but yeah. Ooh, XiXi probably should have realized it was an illusion. It is an illusion. Man, what a sad thing to see, because that was a little bit of mana invested on an illusion. Now the huntresses are going to be caught out a little bit. Two have been taken out already. Fan of Knives to try and compensate, but Scroll of Healing will be used and try and rectify the Fan of Knives that were able to take down a little bit of health of those footmen. We still have a lot of huntresses, to be fairly honest, and they will deal very nice damage to those footmen unless the footmen just completely don't engage against those huntresses. Wow, Elemental was able to pick off a huntress before dying. I think that's pretty good for Infi, and a Mountain King has been hired up as the second hero for Infi. So Mountain King, I think, was able to bring a lot in for game 2, not game 2, game 1. So having one in game 3 will maybe make, or maybe, what is the word, what is this word? Indicate, I guess, indicate, foresee, foresaw, no, foreshadow, that's the word, what might come next. And XiXi is completely denied of this base. Infi is not letting this base ever occur. I have no words to explain what happened, but XiXi is... Wow, he just gave himself a free kill there. That Wisp had no idea what it was doing. Damn. Anyway, I'm not gonna sulk over a single Wisp kill. I think at this stage of the game, it's not that game changing. And then we see like the Archmage turning to level 6 because of that little sliver of experience, and I am proven completely wrong. Nerubian camp has been taken out, but the Warden took a lot of damage in the process. Will she be able to defend this base? She does have the mana for it, so let's see if she will be able to. Shadow Strike was used, and TP Scroll wasn't exactly able to negate the damage, so rather unfortunate. And Scroll of Restoration was used, but the ticks from the Shadow Strike actually interrupted the healing of the Archmage, so he is going to rely on his passive regeneration. Ivory Towers has also been picked up as well, so it's looking like we are going to see some tower focus from Infi. Alright, XiXi looking to apply some pressure, but of course I think he's got more to lose than Infi does, because he only has one base and Infi is already sieging. Going for the Moonwells as well. Very smart choice to do so, because if your attack fails, then by destroying the food supply, it will severely cripple your opponent, and you know, it will lead to a victory. TP Scroll is going to be used though, since I honestly think, and obviously Infi thinks it as well, army composition is pretty powerful. But as we see here immediately, Dragon Hawk Riders. So I probably should have looked around Infi's main base, because he was not producing that many units, so I was wondering what he was actually going to go for, and it turns out he's gone triple Griffin Aviaries. He's not producing anything just yet. He is waiting. He's sitting under 50 food, but is that going to be a smart choice? Sitting under 50 food is not necessarily going to win you the game, because you won't have a stronger army, because both players would be same supply. Unless XiXi's gone over the limit. Has he gone over the limit? He has not. He's actually on 40-40, so obviously taking down that Moonwell earlier on was, like I said, crippling. Staff Sanctuary was used on the Archmage. It will wear off eventually, since, I mean, the increased healing from the Sanctuary is going to encourage that Archmage to finally move. We have the Stormhammers being researched, as well as Cloud being researched as well, so we are looking for both Griffin Riders as well as Dragonhawk Riders, so it doesn't look like it's going to be a focus of one, it's going to be a combination of both. Ivory Tires being picked up, Paladin also being picked up as the third hero of Infi, so human tri-hero right now, as you can see. Level 4, level 1, level 1, the Mountain King is very close to level 2. Meanwhile the Night Elf only has the Warden, I believe, so level 5 Warden. A lot of players recently who's picked Warden is completely relying on level 6 Warden, because Avatar of Vengeance is kind of a second hero. There we go with TB Scroll. I'm rather surprised TB Scroll was used for only 3 units, but let's see how this will turn out. Holy Light is going to heal the Archmage back to full. I honestly think, there we go, one more Phantom Knives. Could have been better, I think, but the Warden was not going to risk too much of that. Either way, Paladin is going to use an invulnerability potion to prevent himself from dying. It is not Divine Light or Divine Shield, since, well, he is casting Holy Light anyway. But yeah, here comes the cavalry of XiXi, and the TP staff is going to be used for both the Mountain King as well as the Archmage, and lots of damage coming in on the Warden. Almost a full level from this fight. Alright, Dragonhawk Rider as well as those footmen are going to try and focus down those Moonwells. Warden is going to run back, maybe pick up a TP staff and try and defend the base. I honestly think that this Moonwell might be taken out. But let's see the Warden in action. Can't fight the Dragonhawk Rider, but the Archer and Dryads will be able to do it themselves. Alright. Level 6 on the Warden, so that is not a good sign for Infi, because the Avatar of Vengeance is now in play, or at least will be in play fairly shortly. We have Knights on the field, and they do have the Animal War training, so additional health as well as additional, I think, damage. It could just be additional health. Griffin Riders, I believe, also utilize that specific upgrade as well, so yeah, nice. We also have a couple of siege engines moving out. A very annoying move to say the least, but the Avatar of Vengeance is now out. Let's see how many spirits there shall be. These penguins and seals, I believe, will corpses can also be used for the Avatar of Spirits of Vengeance, so maybe we'll see that happening. Warden is going to use the TP, the invulnerability potion to save herself for now. Paladin is going to be taken down at level 1. No Divine Shield, no other invulnerability potion, and the Mountain King is going to be quickly focused down, but he will be able to TP out of there in safety of the Arcane Vault. Alright, it looks like this expands, days are numbered, and yeah, more spirits are joining on the fight for the Night Elf. 2-0 Knights. We don't have 2-0 Griffins. Neither do we have any Dragonhawk Riders, so maybe we'll see them soon. Siege Engine is trying to deal some damage. I don't think it was able to accomplish much. The Warden was able to take it down and get herself to level 7. So I believe we have both level 3 Shadow Strike as well as Son of Knives on top of the Avatar of Vengeance. But that takes a boatload of mana, so let's see if she will buy another mana potion. Maybe a Pin of Energy, who knows. Alright, this, I believe, Red Creep Camp? This is a Red Creep Camp, right? Yep, Furbolg, Elder Shaman will be taken down, and hopefully good items will be dropped. Maybe an ore item. It is going to be a Talisman of Wind. I think that's the only item that gets dropped from that camp, so I could be entirely wrong with the ore item. For Talisman of the Wind is basically just an item where you can summon your own Furbolg warrior. I think it's just a straight up normal unit. No abilities, no special effects whatsoever, so it's an average item at best, I think. And this knight has embarrassingly got himself stuck. Mainly due to the Staff of Sanctuary, I believe. So yeah, Arcane Tower will be destroyed. Intentionally, by the way. Alright. Aerial Shackles will be used on the Blue Drake, so we'll make quick work out of him and maybe drop a couple of good items. Maybe a stone token. What is it going to be? It is going to be a Wand of the Wind, so Cyclone would be available for the human army. Let's see. Oh, it looks like the Warden was able to pick it up herself, so damn. That's a pretty good crowd control item right there, so kind of unfortunate that Infi was not able to pick that up. But oh well, he will be able to take advantage of the experience from the Blue Drake. Mental Intelligence will be left behind, I think. Infi was not able to spot that. Obviously his Mountain King or the Paladin would have taken advantage of that item, but doesn't look like it was meant to be. This game is lasting for a very long time, as to be expected. I mean, I did take a look at this game's this replay file size anyway, so I'm not too surprised. What item was that? That was a... It's not a vulnerability potion. I have no idea what it was. I think it was just immediately sold. Shadow Strike? Where's that Shadow Strike on? Oh, it's just the... I believe it was this Arachnithid Shadow Strike. Stormbolt on Archer, but then again it's just an Archer, and wow, even Infi's scared of picking up that kill. Alright, there we go with the Furbolg. It's just a straight up unit. And he's gonna summon more. Wow, he's gonna use all 3 charges. I honestly thought that the item had a cooldown, but I was entirely wrong. Or, you know, the more logical explanation is that he just passed along to his 2 different heroes since they have a different global cooldown. Warden is making a lot of damage in the back right there, and the Spirits of Vengeance are just tickling the human army a little bit. The Warden does have the Invulnerability Potion in hand. Cyclones will be used on both the Paladin as well as the Mountain King. I'm surprised that the Warden is not running away for shelter and healing from the Moon Well. That was a huge mistake from XiXi. That is going to be GG from Infi as well. So Infi is going to take this series 2-1, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. I will see you guys again next time. Don't know when. Don't expect me to be that consistent. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Take care.